They're like Avalokitesvara, who sprouts 1,000 hands of unobstructed vision to help the suffering world. It's the rays of compassion that form this. Now here's the identification of the night sky, of the cosmos itself, as Nut, who was the Egyptian mother of all the gods, and was the night sky itself. So she was, they already had identified, anthropomorphized the cosmos in this great mother. Now, at the Temple of Luxor, they built the temple on the foundation of the figure of a human, and the so-called Temple of Man. And so this Temple of Man was later kind of reinterpreted by the architect who laid out the U.S. Capitol building. And the House of Representatives corresponded with the feet. Oh, aren't they smelly tonight? The rotunda is the womb, and the Senate is the head. Oh my. See how Scouts are. Uh-oh. Why did I say Say no more. It's embedded in the human mind, the great mountain. And so it becomes the great sacred shape, It's the sacred mountain, and it's the great mother. Simultaneously. They're like breasts that have popped up out of the earth, Suck on this. Yeah, how about that? And it's like, they're wisdom antennas, Like, there's this constant downloading of celestials or vortexing into this sacred space, all the time. And this kind of round shape, though, is very much like the Pawnee Lodge. The most ancient kind of sacred spaces were patterned after the uterus, of course, because that was the ultimate sacred space that we all emerged from, was the Great Mother. And so this is interesting. 11,000 years old, perhaps the world's first temple was Göbekli Tepe, meaning belly hill in Turkish. I just thought it was cool because it was belly hill and all the birds and everything. And supposedly the most ancient. Now there isn't much more of an anthropocosm here, but these were the perhaps the first human-built holy place. I'm not sure that I believe that. I think that the cave art was pretty holy too. But there you go, early. Wow, in Turkey. So, yeah, you would find these on cathedrals and things. It's more on the theme of the sacred divine feminine being the sacred space, and being the space that we emerge from. And this, then the sacred masculine and feminine united in this Shri Yantra mandala on the one side in the Hindu faith, and then the Seal of Solomon, or Star of David, that has come to symbolize the Jewish faith. And so we see these as this kind of polar unity, the unity of all, so expressed as male and female. So here the Vesica Pisces, the yoni, we see it all over our sacred spaces. This Chartres Cathedral was intended to be a womb for everyone. So here it is, the interior, the labyrinth, like the womb itself, and the whole thing, a womb for our rebirth. So the cathedrals were all about that. They modeled the buildings after human figure. And then the human figures were all over the building itself. So there was this immediate kind of identity with the building, but the building became symbolic of this higher story, this narrative that we were sort of aspiring to, if we could become more Christ-like, and which is awesome. And of course, the Black Madonna here, surrounded by all the candles, and so the cathedrals are built around the oftentimes relics, and they say that they house a relic at Chartres, that is the garment that Mary wore when she gave birth to Jesus. And that is what they had been housing there for centuries. And in fact, there was a fire right before the Chartres Cathedral that is there now. There was a huge fire, and the entire church burned down. And everybody was weeping because the relic was in that church. And they of course they were sad about the church, but they were even more sad about their sacred relic. And so this bishop, Fulbert, I guess, was saying to Mary a few things. Basically, like, if you cure me of this ergot poisoning, which is like driving me mad, I will build for you the greatest cathedral that's ever been built. It's all for you, all for, and also, let's see, I think that he was hopeful about the relic. And so he went and pushed around in the rubble, and evidently the stones that were right around there had fallen on the relic, and it protected it. And it had been unharmed, and so it remains there as their sacred relic. And so they decided that they were going to build that cathedral, and it was built in 60 days. It was awesome. It was UFO kind of thing. Okay, so this is Christ, the transfigured, the Son of Man. He never called himself the Son of God. He said Son of Man. Now, to me, that means evolution. That means I'm what you could become. And so, hence the aspiration toward the Christ in us, the luminosity in us, the God self. Because that's what Christ was. Christ was the embodiment of God consciousness. And so, in some sense, it calls to all of us to realize our own God selves, because it's there inherent in all of us. As Christ said, the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven is found within. So, now, I just show this at every opportunity that I can, because I love this painting. This is one of my favorite paintings by Michelangelo, The Last Judgment. And I don't know that it's all that I'm into the apocalypse or anything, but it's just an awesome painting. And I call it a meat storm, There's all the, on the one side, you've got people going, oh, being pulled down to hell, and the Charon is down there, and he's whacking people with paddles and things like that, and they're going to hell, and wailing and everything. And then they're being resurrected on the other side, they're ascending to heaven, and all the saints, but they're all swirling around Christ. And the only still hub in the entire painting is Christ in the center. And he's looking like a Taoist master. Did I show the close-up? Yeah. So, see, Christ is not the judge, that's like angry or anything. He's kind of like the Taoist master of some are coming up and some going down. Just acknowledging them every day, don't you go through heaven and hell every day? I do. Sometimes. So this is the universal human, or the universe key to the human figure. So we don't need to know what they all mean, but you can see the zodiacal diagrams then key to different areas of the human body. So there was medicinal elements that called upon these celestial influences, astrological medicines and things. And they would write treatises on the effects of the stars on different aspects of the human body. So then we look at these sacred geometric principles of the human figure and how it relates to some of the, I was told there might be trains that come by so that you can look forward to that. Let's see, so we got Leonardo there. And this is a wonderful artist from Amsterdam, and Joffre Boschart.